Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Woolyplaz. Today we got a game that I just randomly found free on the Steam store. My Name is You, and it's the only unusual thing in my life. It looks really interesting, honestly. It's a visual novel, and I don't really know much about it other than it's got a pretty interesting tone that I really like. What are the options? What is there? Okay, so voice on, off. Okay. Yeah, we're going to let someone else read because I think there's narration in this, which sounds pretty good from what I had noticed. But I think in this game, our choices are going to determine how the story unfolds. One of those type of things. So let's get started.
I suppose I will start at the very beginning.
Good place. Oh, do I got to click? I got to do stuff? Okay, sorry.
Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there lived you. Despite his unusual name, his life was hardly any different from others. It was an unusually usual day when he was getting ready to go to work.
I love the style of this. Like, you hear the reel-to-reel in the background and the shaky camera, almost like oh, did you see that? Did you catch that? If anybody knows what that is, put it down in the comments. Hopefully I'll see that again, and I'll tell you what it is if you don't know.
2 hours of sleep. What a formality, he said to himself, glancing at his watch. He was used to working at night, just as he was used to never having days off.
Oh man, I'm starting to relate to this guy. I work nights, and that's probably why there's so many sporadic videos on this channel. A little background for you.
That morning, the buttons on his shirt were fastened faster than usual.
Oh, that's nice.
This was not by chance. The tear-off calendar boldly declared Friday, April 3rd.
Okay.
It reminded him that there were only 3 work days before his holiday, and there was no room for mistakes. His room in a communal apartment was not very big, so it did not take him long to pack.
Communal apartment, okay.
Having got dressed, he quietly walked past the neighbors' rooms into the hallway.
I like this narrator's voice. He's just very relaxing. Big fan of good narration, obviously. I mean, sometimes you can have narration that's bad and it's fun and but I think this call is definitely for somebody who can do it correctly.
Somebody was snoring loudly in the furthest room, which caused you to smile for some reason. He walked up to the front door and accidentally stepped on a pile of letters. Picking up the envelopes, he saw his name on one of them. You automatically put it in his pocket and walked out.
This is getting a little confusing. It may be just because it's early and I don't know. Have you guys figured out what this is up here yet? All right, fine. I'll tell you. I feel like I'm gonna forget. But back, before movies were digital, they were run on 35 millimeter typically film. So when you saw a movie in the theater, it would be on multiple reels, and this little indicator in the top right corner would tell the reel operator, the guy up in the booth in the little dark, sweaty room up there, and it would be sweaty up there because of the big light bulbs that had to be in these projectors. When there was going to be a reel change, and occasionally there was actually even an alarm because sometimes these guys would accidentally fall asleep. It's not a fun. Actually, I believe they go over it in Fight Club, which is a fantastic movie, one of my favorite movies. But it's one of the jobs that the main character has.
The thought that next Sunday, a huge stone would be removed from the entrance to the crypt of his existence by the power of labor legislation kept you going.
I'm sorry, what? I thought that the next Sunday a huge stone would be removed from the entrance to the crypt of his existence by the power of labor legislation. Is this just a metaphor, talking about how labor legislation mandates that he gets time off, and that's what keeps him going? Makes sense. Ooh, what should we do? Should we hurry to work or read the letter? Letter could be important, but he doesn't want to mess up, because all that's keeping him going is we can maybe see this at work. We'll go to work. Maybe we'll have some downtime
The
at
trip
work.
to work took him by several blocks. He considered early morning to be an extremely pleasant time of day.
It is.
Universal euphoria. Although euphoria usually precedes inevitable death.
I'm sorry, what? Does it?
As soon as he went into the park, he saw a kid in ragged clothes running away from a pack of stray dogs.
Oh, damn. When is this set? I'm curious.
His eyes caught a swiftly ticking clock hand.
Oh. We're gonna have another choice, huh? We gotta help. Karma dictates that we help.
Even though Yu had been scared of dogs since childhood, he was going to run to the kid's aid. But the latter stumbled and fell down on the pavement, and the dogs lost all interest in him.
Oh. So it worked out? Oh, it was just because the guy was running?
Yu had nothing to do with the outcome of events, but he was filled with pride for his desire to help the boy that he did not even know.
It is a good feeling to help someone. Or want to, at
It
least.
made him come up to the kid, who was sitting on the ground with a bloody knee and a toothless smile. Not because of the fall, but due to his age.
Oh, okay. Oh, he was that young. So what, like 9 or 10, maybe? I don't remember when I lost most of my teeth.
Yu was about to give the kid a handkerchief with his initials on it when he noticed it had fresh traces of his own blood. So he just asked, "Can I do something for you?"
What?
Thank you, sir. I am okay.
Wait, his own blood? Why would it have his own blood on it? Is this like tuberculosis times?
They did not mean to hurt me.
Oh.
At that moment, Yu saw his boss in the distance and hurried to work, shouting a quick, "Be careful," over his shoulder.
It's so nice that the kid knew that the dogs... No dogs aren't out to hurt people.
On the way to the office, the thought about how strange it felt to be addressed as Sir bounced around in his head. Although he had passed a 30-year-old milestone, he felt closer to the kid with a bloody knee than to sirs of any kind, even the least important of them.
Alright, I'm getting I'm sure this is aimed at a very broad demographic, but I am also 30 years old, so this is hitting home a little
He
bit.
went up 3 flights of stairs and found himself on the top floor. It was the office of the insurance company where he worked.
Oh, that's gotta suck. I heard insurance work is not
The
fun.
door was unlocked. Was he late?
Should it be locked?
He tried to walk in, but was stopped by a stranger.
Okay.
"Wait! Where are you going?" Before you could give a proper response to the cad, his boss came up the stairs, struggling to catch his breath, and did it himself.
Wait, what? Oh.
"Let him in." They both entered the office, and the boss walked Yu to his desk, where he explained the situation to him in private.
Uh-oh.
"That is Frank, my distant relative. He needs to do an internship, so he is going to work here for a while."
I hate him. It's pretty obvious by my tone.
"As who?"
Oh no.
as a security guard.
An internship as a security guard?
To avoid any further questions, the boss turned around and went to his office.
That's an interesting internship.
An internship as a security guard in an insurance company, fitting in 2 rooms. Ridiculous. If I was blessed with a writing talent, I would definitely immortalize this, you thought.
Hey, it's thought you. Hey. Some consistency, please.
You got down to some clerical work. You found a moment and took the morning letter out of his pocket.
See? That's good. Oh, maybe we wouldn't have been able to help that boy.
Glancing at the address line, a chill went through Yu's body for a split second. From Dorina.
Ooh. Love interest, maybe?
Yu was confused by the seal on the envelope, indicating the place of departure. No leave grad.
I think this is a Russian game. Just putting it out there.
Is she really coming back to Kenot? He said out loud.
What? Is she really coming back to Kenot? Is this supposed to be a map of the region? It almost looks like the European peninsula there, if I didn't think that this was just other territories. What could this be? Poland, maybe? I don't know. It's too close up to really look.
Suddenly, there was a curious voice saying, "Who is coming?"
Oh, is it intern boy?
Yu did not answer and continued reading.
Gonna get real annoyed if it's intern boy.
Dear Yu, my doctor's suspicions are confirmed. I have the same disease that struck you. I thought it over and decided that we need to break up. It may seem that something like this should bring people closer, but it would be unfair to myself. We can have our last date on the morning of April 3rd in the Seafront Cafe, and then I will leave Kenot and go abroad.
Wow. So this has got to be kind of like set in the past a bit. I'm almost wondering if this is like post-World War II kind of era, maybe communist Russia or, you know, like the Warsaw Pact areas. I don't know, it's got that vibe.
He felt dizzy.
Yeah, that's kind of cold getting broken up with in a letter and be like, hey, do we go to the cafe and talk to her? Or do we stay at work? Oh, this is a tough one. I wonder if we go to the cafe. See, I'm wondering if this is like communist Russia or, you know, a communist. I'm overthinking it. Let's go to the cafe. Let's see really what's going on here, because now we know he's got a disease.
To the cafe. It is uncertain whether he actually wanted to find her there or hope for the opposite.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
One way or another, when he was in the appointed place, Dorina was not there.
Oh, wasn't that great? Very nice of you, Dorina. You're just a swell. You're a peach.
All emotions left you in an instant.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the kid on the porch of the cafe veranda. The kid was looking at him, squinting in an odd way.
Oh?
Why are you squinting?
You've got an interesting monotone.
I am not. I closed my eye on purpose. Go ahead. Close one eye.
Yu covered his right eye with his hand to humor the kid.
Feels strange. Do not open. I did it to remember about the mercy that life bestows on us.
Okay. Interesting music change here.
You get used to having just one eye, and then it turns out you have another.
Oh, I see.
Or here's another thing.
Okay. I hope this music isn't copyrighted. We'll see. The end. What? The end of chapter 1? Translation. Oh, it's okay, so it is a Russian game. How long have we been... Hold on. How long have we been playing this? I'm gonna have to look. Maybe we'll do... Actually, I don't... About 15 minutes? Okay. Should we try to do this? Yeah, we'll try another scenario. Why not? You. Let's try a new story. So I wonder if there's other
chapters. I suppose I will start at the very beginning.
Yes, you will. Let's see. We'll jump through this here to the choices. Yes, I know. Yes. Despite his unusual name,
it wasn't
everything was very
unusual.
normal. Blah blah blah.
2 hours.
2 hours of sleep.
He
That's
was
a
used to
formality. Yep.
This.
Friday, April
It
3rd.
reminded his room in a communal. Having got dressed.
Okay, let's do everything. We'll just do one more, and we'll do everything up until. Yeah, we'll hurry to work.
The trip. He considered early morning to be in. As soon as
Or wait, maybe she was. Oh,
his
see, I'm seeing
eyes
all sorts of different possibilities here. We'll help the kid. They didn't have any interest in him.
it made
That's
you
right.
was about to.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yep. And we're gonna be running to work because we're gonna see our boss. And let's stay at work and see what happens.
On the. You went up. The door was unlocked. He tried to.
Yeah. I wish that
Let him in.
they kind of saved points once you've played through one,
That
so you can
As
rediscover. I mean, I guess it could.
as a secure.
I guess
To
it could take
avoid
you
any-
out of the story, but it'd be convenient
An
for me in the
internship
moment. So sorry for the
You got down.
random voice work.
You found.
This was pretty. I do like this. I see what they're getting at.
You was
With the story,
suddenly.
at least in that ending. I wonder
Dear
if there's
you.
separate endings. He felt dizzy. Okay, here we go. We're gonna stay at work.
Another working day turned into night. The newly appointed watchman dozed off at his improvised post, an ordinary chair at the entrance to the office.
It's his first day, and he's falling asleep on the job.
Yu was sitting at his sturdy desk, imagining again and again how the shelves, stocked with books on jurisprudence, would break loose due to their own weight from friable concrete and break his head.
Okay.
Allowing himself a little break, Yu took his diary from his table drawer and made a note.
It's good to keep a diary.
I never took a plate of soup at school lunches, even when I really wanted to. I was afraid to spill it in front of everyone, but I could put it on the table, which seems to be my life's pattern. Feeling some satisfaction from writing that, he resumed work. There was a rustle of the janitor's broom and the trill of birds outside the window. More accurate than the clock, you thought? Chapter 2.
Oh, we're at chapter 2. Wait a minute. Did that kid, kill me? Is that what happened? I'm very confused now. Well, I mean, we're on chapter 2. This is
On
good.
the second day of work, every sip of coffee came out of his nose as blood.
Oh, we're learning some more about this then. Okay.
Covering his nose with his hand, Yu went to the restroom.
Covering his nose with his hand. I wonder what disease.
Excuse me. I wish I could narrate a little faster and keep you from getting bored. But it is difficult in my condition.
Ooh. Some third wall
Let's
breaking.
continue.
Very nice. Or fourth wall. I say third wall, didn't I? That was great. Good job, Andy.
Returning to his workplace, you saw Frank sitting at his table and leafing through his personal diary. Such violation of personal boundaries, it seemed, was about to put you out of temper.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed. Ask him to give it back. We'll ask. We'll be polite about it.
Give it to me.
Here,
asking?
take it. I was curious.
So your name's Frank.
In a moment, you hid his diary in the drawer of his desk. I am sorry if I offended you.
You just touched something that belonged to someone else.
The incident seemed to be over, but Frank's intrusive nature got the better of him. Can I ask you a question? Why does everyone in your notes die?
What? Interesting. Do I answer? Yeah, let's tell him. I'm curious. I want to know.
Perhaps the lack of communication affected you. Unexpectedly for himself, he answered the question directly.
I'm not sure, but it seems to me that the desire to kill a self-protagonist in the text takes root in the desire to alienate the described situations from a real self.
This is kind of like a narrative about a writer. That's pretty cool.
You said it as if he had prepared an answer to this question a long time ago. Or, at least he had thought about it before. Silence set in. Frank was embarrassed by his answer and tried to look understanding.
Well, more likely that it is just easier to kill.
Whoa. All right, you.
The office phone rang.
That's what ringing sounds like. Well, let's answer it.
As soon as you came up to the phone, the ringing stopped. He barely returned to his desk when the phone rang again.
We're about to learn a lesson, I think, everybody. Let's try to answer it again.
As soon as you came up to the phone, the ringing stopped.
Okay.
He barely returned to his desk.
So I'm supposed to ignore it. Okay, cool. Cool. I'll ignore it.
The ringing bored into his skull. You was buzzing together with the receiver. You involuntarily took off, but his head started spinning, and he was seeing dark spots.
Oh boy. Is it the disease?
Holding onto the railing, you slid down the stairs and jumped out onto the street.
Oh, careful there, you. Jeez.
He ran into his boss at the door, who stood there smoking.
Go to bed now. You can give me the rest of the papers tomorrow.
Well, isn't that nice of you, Mr. Boss Man?
He did not have any strength left to work anyway. Although he left some things in the office, you was not in a hurry to go back. He sat down on the doorstep to rest. His vision was not particularly keen on the second day, so it took him a while to recognize a familiar face.
Was it the boy? It's probably the boy.
You livened a little. A welcoming grin appeared on his face.
Hi, Max. Why are you not at work?
Max?
I dismissed my students a little early.
Oh, it must be a friend.
How are you feeling? As usual, another night shift. If I was your father, I would have fired you long ago.
Wait, is that his dad?
What will be left for me then?
Max answered with a question.
Do you want me to take your shift?
What? Take a shift? No. Yes? No? Yes? I mean, he's not feeling well.
They let me go. But there is still a lot of work to do.
Okay, I will talk to your father.
So, Yu's father is his boss?
Don't you dare.
Max had a fit of grunting coughing, to Yu's surprise.
Oh no.
Max tried to hide it very hard, but Yu noticed blood on his palms, which he quickly hid in his pocket.
Great, everyone's sick.
Yu decided to play along with his old friend, pretending that the latter had not given his secret away. Max tried to quietly wipe the traces of blood with a handkerchief, the corner of which was still visible from the pocket of his coat.
Poor guy.
The handkerchief was way too familiar.
Really?
It was Darina's handkerchief.
Oh boy. Oh, Max. Oh no. It's about to get juicy. Oh man. That's a tough one. We read the letter. She's got the same disease as him, but it looks like Max has it now. So did Max give it to her, or did you give the disease to Darina? And oh man, do we confront our friend? Are we in the state of mind to do it? Yeah, why not?
What was that?
What do you mean? I have a cold. There have been droughts in my classroom for 3 days.
Droughts? Oh, isn't no kids?
Yu looked at his own hands, counting his fingers. Boring, but quite expected. They were all there.
Okay.
He was clearly weaker than his friend was, but, having lost control of himself, he grabbed Max by the front of his shirt, which led to
Whoa.
a clumsy brawl.
Oh, damn.
Max pushed Yu against his shoulder in an attempt to break away.
Oh no.
Because of an insult or uneven stones on the pavement, Yu lost his balance and fell down, hitting the curb with the back of his head.
Oh man.
As if examining a painting, Yu fixed his dying look on his fingers and counted them. He counted them again and again.
Jeez, okay. Alright guys, I think we're gonna end it there. But this is the story's pretty interesting. I do kinda wanna see if I don't know, maybe you guys can get farther in it. Or maybe in another episode we can try to some different stuff. But once again, I found this free in the Steam store, so go check it out. It's always nice to, you know, play some indie artists' titles. But maybe I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, do the whole like, comment, subscribe stuff, all that junk that's supposed to let you know. If you made it this far, I mean, you might as well. I would appreciate it, but I mean, I'm not gonna force you to do anything. Alright guys, have a good one.